Hello Voxel fans! In this video, we're going to continue the mega build of Gigantzard, giving his back and chest nice smooth curves using a couple of different techniques. This video is sponsored by the Sandbox Creator Fund, which pays voxel artists to create assets like Gigantzard for the upcoming voxel art marketplace. Visit sandbox.game to learn more, or check out the official Discord in the description. So I'm starting off by taking out a large diagonal chunk from the front of the chest. I do this by rotating the top view by 45 degrees using the ruler here, and by using the rectangular selection to grab all the voxels in a 45-degree angle and quickly delete them. Unfortunately, this doesn't work with mirroring, so I have to delete one side, duplicate the whole thing, and flip it over. But it's still a lot faster than making that diagonal manually. In order to get the right shape for the shoulders above the chest, I'm going ahead and rounding off the base of the arm, and that'll help kind of guide where I'm going to position a circle here. Now, I hadn't really tried this technique before, but an idea came to me during this part, and what I did is I selected the entire face of that side and used the dilate button to expand it and move the selection back. So I'm using an orange color for this, and I'm just dilating, moving it a step back, dilating, moving it a step back, and clearing off the edge faces as I go. And this actually worked out pretty well. I'm not sure that's the fastest way to do this, but it was definitely faster than manually carving out these curves. And I think it gave pretty good results, although I ended up modifying them a little bit later here. Now I'm finally bringing the neck down to connect to the back. And I have to fill in these little holes so that way I can carve out the roundness of the shoulders. And now to accurately connect the upper body to the belly here, I'm actually filling out the base with this blue color and copying it down to the next object to use as kind of a cookie cutter. And I found working with both sides distracting at this part, so I actually deleted one half of it, and I'm just working on the left side here. And I decided I wanted to create kind of a spinal pattern here. So I'm actually alternating steps here. You can see that I'm going 2 to the right, then 2 to the left, then 2 to the right, then 2 to the left. And that'll just kind of create a nice little undulation in the back. This is sort of building off the idea that I used for the side of the chest, but this time using the circle tool and drawing it out. And I didn't really like the way this technique felt because I had to keep on deleting further into the chest, and it didn't always line up exactly where I wanted it to, but it did give me a lot of variety in the circles that were coming out here. So every single circle is a different diameter, and it makes for a more interesting kind of series of curves instead of them being the exact same circle over and over and over again. This is another one of those trouble areas where it's going across two separate objects, so I can't create a single curve that will go on both of them. So I actually play around back and forth with these lines a few times before I end up settling on what I feel looks like the best curve for going into the tail. So this idea was similar to the dilate one, except I'm not actually dilating, I'm just moving the same circle up. This doesn't create as much of a ballooning effect as the other one did, but that's actually okay because of the way these sides connect. I don't actually have room really for a larger circle than this. So I just keep on stepping it back, deleting the excess green faces off the side, and just kind of let it work its way upwards. I use the X and Z axis on at the same time to color each layer as I go along here, and these could be alternating, they don't have to be all different colors, but having them as different colors is fun and easier to see what I'm doing. So I can use this to adjust the end of each curve and really be able to see what I'm doing. carve it out a little bit because this part needs to be able to rotate forwards inside the rump, if you will. And he also needs to be able to bend side to side at the waist, so creating a circle, I use the paint tool with the face mode to change all the green underneath to yellow, and then I can carve off the green remainder areas and clean it up. And then I use this cookie cutter technique here again to go down through each layer. And then after doing all this, I realized I really wanted to fill out these chunks with missing areas. So wherever I see them, I build them out with the face tool. And if they happen to be against a curve or diagonal, I go back with the erase tool in face mode and knock off the excess bits. So in the next video, I'm going to continue working down through the torso and sculpting out the details there. And thank you for watching.